So Joe Biden did a town hall a couple of days ago, and of course there were a ton of gaffes. I mean, when Biden is off the script, it's really bad, really bad. So he was asked a question about minorities and about the vaccine and getting the vaccine to them, and this was his response.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular store.
There you have it. I don't really have a good response to that clip, to be honest with you. I really don't. This is bad. This is the president of the United States here. That's his best explanation for all of that. Honestly, this to me just proves that when you have people in the White House that are only concerned about race, everything that they say when they're trying to pander to it, especially from an old guy like Joe Biden, sounds racist. It really does. It's bad. Most people are just concerned about the vaccine by itself. That's it. They're not worried or thinking about this through the prism of race. I made a post on Parler recently basically saying that the fact that Democrats view everything through the prism of race shows that they are truly the racist. They can't just leave well enough alone. It's this soft bigotry of low expectations. That's what you're seeing here. Oh, well, they're poor and black, and if my math is right, based off of the wokeism, that means that they don't know how to use the internet. That's what we've kind of borne all of this down to at this point. There are many more clips like this, and there's going to be many more clips like this because you're going to see a lot more of Biden trying to be woke and trying to say these things. I mean, this is the same guy, by the way, that was making the claim and was on this show with whoever it was. I can't remember the guy's name, but basically he made the statement that if you don't know if you're voting for me or Trump, then you ain't black. That's the guy that we're talking about here. Now, Joe Biden is a person that back in his history was not for any of this woke stuff. There was actually a report coming out from Jen Psaki where she was talking about the reparations. Somebody was asking her about that. And basically she said that Biden was going to do as much as he could to look into that. And that they were going to have a study and the Senate was going to vote on this study and try to figure out if reparations makes any sense. Of course, the actual thought and idea behind reparations has never been clear. That's the biggest problem with reparations, right? I mean, who really gets this money? Is it half black people, quarter black people, fully black people? Okay, well, do your ancestors actually have to have been slaves? And if they were or do, how do you prove that? Like, how do you legitimately prove that? I mean, you're going to have people lying about that all the time. And on top of that, what's this money going to do? I think if anything, the COVID stimulus money and checks have really proven that, I mean, in a way, the COVID-19 checks have been a type of reparations. It's been a type of reparations because the government's saying, we made a mistake, or it's our fault that you can't work because we have locked you down. We've kept you from being able to run your business. We've kept you from being able to have a job. And because we are the ones that chose to do that, we're going to give you some money in the form of what we're saying is a stimulus to help you out, to kind of as a sorry response to everything that we've done and told you that you can't do. Is that kind of not what reparations are? They're taking on the responsibility of slavery and saying we're going to pay black people, and even though we can't really quantify exactly who counts under that, we're going to pay you a certain amount of money to try and say sorry for what we did. Let me ask you something. How are those reparations or how are those stimulus checks really working out for you? Did they last you a long time? Did it make up for you not being able to have a job if you lost your job? Because I can tell you one thing right now, it didn't help me. I mean, I kept my job, but it didn't help me much of anything at all. And those were billions of dollars being spent into that. Why are we even having this reparations discussion in 2020 or 2021 is beyond me. This is not the thing that we should be concerned about at all. And if anybody has been able to see the failure of how government can't solve problems that it creates, how in the world do they think that this is going to do anything? Let's just say, for example, which is, of course, never going to happen, but let's just say every black person that had an ancestor that suffered from slavery gets a $10,000 check. How do you think that's going to help anything? You think that's going to last? Billions, trillions of dollars to pay for 13% of the population that we can't even really quantify or wrap our heads around. Somehow that's going to really make up for the difference. They're always going to say it's not enough. They're always going to have something else that they want. The biggest thing that we can do is just say, we've created a system, which America has done, that allows for anybody to be successful. Have at it. You just need to work hard to get there. That's what it should be. But of course, Democrats, they don't want to look at any of that. I don't even know what this study is even supposed to be looking into. No idea. You just watched a clip from The William Hall Show. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.